Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is dustinkreis, and today we will be doing a video response. These are something that we used to do this kind of crap all the time on YouTube. And then, in their infinite wisdom, YouTube took away this feature. You used to be able to do video responses and attach it to the original creator's video, and then so the person would watch the original creator's video, and then down below there'd be a little section where you could click on people's video responses for these videos. And it used to be a great thing, and I remember doing a lot of them back in the day. And then the overlords at YouTube decided that this was a bad idea for some reason and took this feature away. So these things, I don't know, tag videos and video responses are kind of making a comeback a little bit, but at the same time, they're not as... it doesn't work as well as it used to, and I wish they would bring that feature back, so it'd be a lot more easier to go and watch people's original videos or to watch the responses themselves. But anyway, this is a response to benzo8686, and he did a video recently where he talked about 3 of his most satisfying RPGs to finish. And I thought that would be a great topic for a video, and I kind of want to get back into doing more of these types of videos. So I figured, what the hell, let's do one to that. And then I have another video response that I need to film, which I'll probably do right after I get done with this. So get prepared for the Interpol shirt, because if all things go according to plan, I will be recording 3 videos today, at least. So it's gonna be a big day. But anyway, 3 RPGs that were very satisfying to finish. These don't necessarily need to be your favorite RPGs or the best RPGs. It's just personally, what are 3 ones that at the end of the game you just felt amazing for finishing. And we're going to start off way back in the day with this game right here, Dragon Quest II, or Dragon Warrior 2 as it is on the NES. Now, I never finished this back in the day. In fact, I didn't finish this game until a couple of years ago on the NES. And that is mainly because this game is an unbalanced nightmare. You have 3 characters, of which 2 of them are practically useless. And the enemies are, I mean, you just get swarmed in this game. And this is probably, I would say, probably the most difficult Dragon Quest game out there. It's just, it feels like everything is so against you. And when you get to Rhone, batten down the hatches, man, because the cave to Rhone is bad enough. And then you get to Rhone and trying to get to the final boss's castle, and that place is just a nightmare in this game. Now, on the iPhone version, it's a lot easier. So I would suggest, if you're going to play Dragon Quest II, to play it on the on iOS. So, but this cartridge, I finally did beat this cartridge a couple years ago, and it was so satisfying. It took so long though, because I had to do so much grinding in Rhone to get the characters up to a level where they could even hack it. And I don't know, it was very satisfying for me because I love the Dragon Quest series. It's my favorite Dragon Quest, and this was one that was sticking in my crawl for a long time, along with Dragon Quest VII, which, spoiler alert, might be the video I shoot later tonight. But anyway, this one, it was just so difficult and so frustrating because it has that NES Dragon Quest interface where, like, I can't remember. I don't think you have to hit the command window and then stairs to go upstairs in this one. I think it was just in the first game that you had to do that, but I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've played this version. But yeah, just that old school, clunky, takes forever to grind levels, takes forever to grind for gold, just a slog when you get to Rhone. And to finally beat it, I felt really, I mean, I was walking around for like 2 days just feeling great about myself because this one's rough. I like it. I like it a lot. Like I do all the Dragon Quest games, but admittedly, Dragon Quest II might be my least favorite. it's a fair statement, is that Dragon Quest II is my least favorite. That being said, it on iOS or Android is infinitely better. So play that version. Get this if you want to collect, but this version is, it's just tough. It is tough. And then sort of on the opposite end of the spectrum, this is a game that haunted me for years because I would see it in like Nintendo Power on the import watch, and then in different game magazines you would see things for it because it was on a system that I didn't have at the time. And then lo and behold, about, I don't know, what is it, 2015? I don't know, maybe about four or 5 years ago, I finally downloaded it on my Wii Virtual Console and played it, and absolutely, the years of hype and just waiting to play the game, it did not diminish the experience at all. I had a blast with it. I loved it. It was Ys Books 1 and 2 for the PC Engine or TurboGrafx, and I remember just seeing pictures of this game, especially the TurboGrafx version, and just being so envious because I had a friend who had a TurboGrafx, but he never got the CD add-on. And I would always think to myself, man, if I could just get that system away from him and buy a CD add-on, I would so buy Ys and play it. Which, of course, back in the day, like every video, everybody who ever talks about Ys, we always say, back in the day, we called it Wise because we didn't know any better. But this is a game that when I finally downloaded it on my Wii and played through it on the Virtual Console, something inside of me was just complete. Like, it was like filling that hole, because I remember just seeing Ys in all these magazines and just feeling like I was really missing out on something. And I in fact was. The music in this game is phenomenal. The storyline, as bare bones as it is really good for the time. You know, the voice acting, everything, it's just kind of a complete package. You know, the opening cutscene, you know, everything. It just makes it so amazing. And I'm so happy that I finally got the shot to not only play this, but this opened up everything. Like, as soon as I played this game on the Wii Virtual Console, I was like, all right, I'm getting the Ys games, and I have all of the numbered games. I have a lot of Ys games, and I've played all of them. And except for Ys Strategy, which is terrible, and I still haven't played very much of Ys versus Sora no Kaseki. But the numbered games, I've played through all of them, eagerly awaiting the next one. Just a fantastic experience, fantastic feeling when I finally got to play it, and then finally beating the game. Yes, I did have to use a guide because some of those mazes, man, some of the dungeons in this game are just... Whew, man, how anyone played this back in the day, how anyone played any of these RPGs back in the day and figured out where to go and what to do without a guide, because much like the Dragon Quest games, the Ys games kind of really don't tell you what you're supposed to be doing. You just kind of got to figure it out for yourself. And, I mean, I would have eventually got it, but if it wasn't for the guide, it would have taken a lot longer. And maybe that's the reason why back in the day, to get, like, people to play these longer, they made them so obtuse, but I don't know. But anyway, Ys Book 1 and 2 on the TurboGrafx. There's many ways to play this game. However, I mean, there's the PSP version, you know, stuff like that. It's on Steam. I would totally suggest to find a way to play the TurboGrafx PC Engine version, because for me, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the nostalgia of wanting to play this so much. The music in this is better than any other arranged version I've played. I've played the PSP version, and the overworld theme, First Steps Towards Wars, or First Steps Towards Battles, however you want to say it. It's so much better in this version. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's probably just me. And then finally, should be no big surprise if you've been paying attention to the game discussions for this year. This is a very recent RPG, but when I finally finished it, it was like, it just felt like redemption. Because this game, when I first played it, it broke me. It broke me hard. And I traded it back in and was vowed to never touch the series ever again. And then finally, it stuck in the back of my head for the longest time. And just hearing people talk about it and stuff, I really should like these games. Hearing people talk about them, there's nothing that they're talking about that I dislike. Why don't I like these games? So I started playing the series again, and slowly, surely fell in love with it. And then eventually I got to this one, which is Dark Souls 2. This is Scholar of the First Sin edition, but the version I played was the vanilla version, of course. But finally, because this game, I always remember, it was one of the AGP game nights. And I think it was the Street Fighter nights. And we got done kind of doing recording the episode, and some people were still playing Street Fighter and talking on Skype, and I stayed on Skype. And this was kind of my introduction to Corn Muffin. And I put Dark Souls 2 back in and started playing it. And I remember, like, this one section, I can't remember where it was in the game, but I remember dying like 5 times in a row in very rapid succession. And finally, I just unleashed this torrent of fucks. Like, just fuck, 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 you know, that kind of stuff, over Skype. And then there was just this long silence on the other side of the Skype call, which had about, I don't know, 5 or 6 people on it still. And that was pretty much the night I vowed that I was never going to touch Dark Souls again. Lo and behold, I've now played all 4 of the games this year and really enjoyed it. But none of them more so than this one, because you know, this is the one that made me not want to play these games. And to come back and play it and kind of realize that it's not that hard. It's hard. It's a hard, challenging game, but my mindset at the time made this a much more challenging game than what it really was. And once you kind of learn the rules and figure things out, the Soul series becomes, I don't want to say easy, but manageable. You're definitely going to have some hard times in it, but it becomes a lot more manageable than what my mind was doing at the time. So this one was very, very satisfying to beat. Not only to beat, but the way the game's set up, I had like 3 other NPCs in on the final battle, and we were just stomping the final boss into the ground, and that felt very satisfying, because these games, you don't feel very powerful in these games at all. But occasionally you run into a situation where you can exploit a weakness, and then you just feel like a god, and those moments are very satisfying. So those are the 3 games I chose. There's probably, I mean, I gotta talk about Final Fantasy VI, because I, you know, poured over that game, and I've beat it so many times, but, you know, I poured over that game in magazines and stuff, and it was very satisfying to finish as well. Finally getting to play and beat the Super Nintendo Dragon Quests that we never got. That was a big thing too. I mean, really, in a lot of ways, almost every RPG I've played has been satisfying in one respect or another. But those are the 3 that, when I was looking through everything, really kind of stuck with me. Yeah, like just looking, I can't really think of anything else that would have overtaken it. So, those are my 3 picks. There'll be a link down below for Benzo's original video. I highly suggest you guys go check him out. He's got a great channel. It's been around for a long time. He kind of puts up videos when he can, because he's busy. But, yeah, great guy, great channel. Definitely go check him out if you haven't already. But that's it. So I think I will end this video, record the next one, and then go get something to eat. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.